So you've made it through 3 hours of the regular show on terrestrial radio, and you wanted a little bit more, so that's why you found the Gun Talk After Show podcast, where we saved all the best things that we can't say on regular radio. Now here's Tom, Michelle, and Jim for the Gun Talk After Show.
All right, it's the After Show where we gather together to talk about the things we didn't have time to talk about before, or frankly, which probably shouldn't have been talked about in the first place at all. So there you go. We got Jim Kinsey over there. Hello.
Hello, young man.
Oh, he is over there, isn't he? He's off his microphone. And they're probably off his meds, too.
No, I didn't get him muted like you thought.
Oh, darn.
He found the button.
What? They're not having any, Black Friday sales on duct tape? Come on. Oh.
Explore
man.
that again.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, I'm just looking at a story just popped up here. Rockledge, Florida. A man armed with a .45 caliber handgun and a lot of ammunition, which to a media may have been a magazine, wandered into an auto repair shop and began firing. He killed one employee, paralyzed a second. That's when the employees at Schlecker Automotive fought back with equal force. The manager, who has a concealed carry permit, came out and engaged in gunfire in the parking lot. The manager fled back inside the building, being chased by the gunman. Another employee who had a concealed carry permit started shooting at the guy. So we got two employees shooting at this guy who thought he was going to have a free ride when he got there.
Occupational hazard.
Yeah, it says, quote, "If not for the brave, quick thinking of the employees, this could have been a lot worse." That's pretty cool. This happened like 2 days ago, and where's the news? Where's the news? Oh, wait. Good guy with a gun stops a guy who is there to kill people. It should be front page news. Oh, well, here we are again, right? It's up to us to spread the word.
That's right.
There you go. Don't leave home without it. It's more important than your American Express.
There you go. Hey, we've got an Idaho guy. That's right up your alley.
We do. Line 2. Yeah, let's go talk to Rod. Clark Fork, Idaho. Hey, Rod, where's Clark Fork?
It's about 30 miles southeast of Sandpoint, kind of northeast from Coeur d'Alene.
Coeur d'Alene, yeah, I know where that is.
City.
Sure, yeah. It's a ways from...
It's a small town, only about 600 people, so...
Right. So you probably know everybody. Sandpoint is up there pretty far north. You're closer to Canada than you are to Boise.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no kidding. Way up there. Cool. So,
Yeah.
do you have any snow yet?
We had some about a month ago, and then we got to go cross-country skiing, and then it all went away, and we're probably going to get some more pretty soon.
Okay. Well, that's the way it is this time of year, but it get some snow, and then everything turns to mud. What's going on here?
My gun question. Well, I've got a Kimber Ultra Carry 45 ACT, and I've had it for years, and it shoots all my other hollow points, and I just ordered some of that because I heard you talking about it on the radio I don't know when it was. I listened to all your podcasts.
Okay.
But I heard about that Black Hills ammo, the Honey Badger.
Right.
And I read about it, and I called the company several times and asked them a bunch of questions. And so I ordered some from Brownells, and I got it, and I shot it, and it seems to work fine. But one of the problems I have every once in a while, and I don't think it's the magazine, because I got pretty good magazines. I got either Kimber magazines or Wilson Combat magazines.
Okay.
And every once in a while, if that bullet isn't tipped up just right, it catches on one of those little flutes, and because the way those bullets are, they're kind of got some sharp edges. And every once in a while, when I put a magazine in and try and chamber it, it catches.
So
and then
let me make sure I'm understanding.
And what's that?
When the slide's going forward, the cartridge, the bullet in the cartridge is actually catching on the feed ramp. Is that what's going on?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then you also have an issue when you're taking a magazine out. What's going on there?
Well, I just pulled I'm talking about, I'm still talking about the 45.
Right.
That other issue's for another gun.
Oh, okay.
So I was wondering if maybe if I just took my buffing wheel and buffed the sharp edges off this thing, if that might alleviate that problem. Because it's once I get it in the gun and I fired about 16, 18 rounds because this stuff's kind of expensive.
Right.
And it shoots fine once I got it going.
Mm-hmm.
And other than me shooting to the left for some reason.
Well, that's because you're a right-handed shooter.
Yes.
Yes, and you're milking the trigger like we all do.
Yeah, and I don't practice enough is what the problem is. So
hey, Rod, does this
I got to work on?
Rod, does this jam on subsequent rounds or just the first one you manually load?
Well, it seems like just the first one. I mean, if I've got the slide, say it's all the way back and open,
right,
and then I shove a magazine in there, and the bullet isn't tipped up just right, then it'll jam up.
Are you
if I got it tipped up just right?
Right. Are you using the slide release to let the slide drop, or are you doing it manually?
No, I do it manually, and I know to let it go fast. And
okay.
Don't
you see where I was going. Okay, right.
Yeah, and so that's my issue with that one. And then my other problem is on my SIG. I've got a SIG P938, and I've had that one for a while. I haven't shot it a lot. I've probably got a couple of hundred rounds through it. So I think it's pretty well broke in. And with that one, when I've got a round, when it's all ready to go and the round is chambered and ready to go, safe's on, and I decide I need to unload it. I know, Tom, you'd think that the only way to unload a magazine is to shoot it out, but that's not always convenient. That's not always convenient.
Especially not when you're at home.
Yeah. But, if you're someplace where you can't do that, they tend to frown on unloading it that way.
Really?
But anyway, so I'll hit the magazine release, and I'll pull the magazine out, and then it strips off a round off the magazine and drops it on the floor or the bench or wherever you happen to be, and then you still got your chambered round, and then you clear it, and everything is good. But I mean, the gun shoots fine. I've never had a jam on it ever. It seems to shoot fine. It seems to feed most everything. I've got some of that honey badger ammo ordered for that.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask you. So this is not with the honey badger. This is just with anything that the SIG is dropping around out. Now, does it do that with different magazines?
Yeah, I've got about 5 or 6 magazines for that gun, so I've tried different ones, and it does it on all of them.
That's weird.
And I called, and I know your next thing is to have I contacted the manufacturer, and I have twice. And I contacted them not too long ago, and then one other time before, and they keep in their department where the guys, they help you with problems like this. And they told me that that's normal. And I thought that was weird. And I go to a lot of gun shows, and I've asked gunsmiths that I know and friends, and they're pretty familiar. And they say that that's weird. So
I'm with you and your friends. So all we're talking about is we've got a loaded magazine. Let me run this through. We've got a loaded magazine. We put it in the gun. We drop the slide forward, and it strips off the top round. And then we take the magazine out, and when we take a magazine out, the top round pops out of the magazine and goes on the floor.
Right.
No, that should not happen.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I talked to 2 of the guys at SIG, and then I talked to... because I'm thinking about getting another gun from Kimber, that new micro that they've got. And they say that gun does the same thing. I haven't gotten it yet. But so they say that that's kind of a common problem with these little guns. And I've got a Ruger LC9S, and it doesn't do that.
It doesn't do it with any of the guns I have. And I've got them in various sizes.
Yeah, I've had a lot of guns over my lifetime. I'm an old guy. I'm 68 years old. And I've had a lot of guns. But
Michelle, anything coming to mind here?
No, because I know that one of our sound engineers, Tom, had that problem as well. And we suggested to him calling Kimber and, maybe they'd send him a new magazine and whatnot. But they told him the same thing. That's the way they function.
And that wasn't was that specifically with Honey Badger, or that was just a magazine issue?
That was just with the magazine.
Okay. And now, Rod, with your Kimber, is this happening? Oh, wait. I'm confused. Okay, the round popping out's going on with the SIG.
Right.
What I'm going to say for Tom, our engineer, here's the thing. The reality is the magazines you get with most 1911s are not top-level magazines. I don't care who the company is, if they're Kimber, whoever they are, because they're buying magazines on the cheap. Rod's got it figured out. If you go get yourself some Wilson Combat magazines, people are going to say, those cost a lot of money. Yes, they do, and they're worth every penny. My guess is that's not going to happen, or if it does, Wilson Combat or Les Bear, they're going to make it right. You're not getting top-line magazines because the magazines just come with a gun. Don't you think, Michelle?
Quite possibly.
Okay.
But wouldn't you think the manufacturer would possibly make that suggestion, trying out different, you know what I mean?
Yeah, try different mags or just say, hey, we'll just send you another magazine.
Right. So I don't know, changing out the spring of the magazine, if that would.
Well, if you lower the
then it
spring
won't
pressure,
possibly not feed right.
Exactly. Now you can get into feeding issue. Exactly. Because there's a lot of thumping and bumping and shaking going on in there.
Yep.
And those rounds are actually going up and down with that spring power in there while the gun's going off, but yet you got to have enough spring power to keep it pressed up against the top of the mag so the slide can strip that top round off.
These are all 1911 guns. All 1911 style firearms.
Yeah. Okay, let's start with the Black Hills. First of all, I'm going to say, Rod, on your Kimber for the Honey Badger, I think maybe polishing the feed ramp might not be a bad idea. You're not going to hurt anything with it if you go at it gently. I would try that first and see what happens because I have not heard of that, but I could conceptually, I could see how the flutes possibly maybe could hang up on something. It's kind of weird, but you might try it. There's one other thing just popped into my head. It's possible, ammo is made in lots. It's possible there could be a lot of Black Hills ammo where the bullets got seeded out a little far or something. You might want to check with Black Hills to see if they've had any issues with that lot number, and if so, they'll take care of that. I'm trying to come up with you can hear me struggling. I'm trying to come up with something on this. It's just not adding up.
Yeah. My thought was to take the bullets and put it on my buffer and buff the bullet ends a little bit so there's not so many sharp edges. And I don't know if that would hurt the ballistics of it.
I would be really reluctant to do that.
Well, before I did it, I was going to call Black Hills before I did that anyway. Yeah,
call Black Hills, talk to them about it, see what they say. They may send you another box and say, try these, see how these work. I don't know, but something. On the SIG deal, that one's got me scratching my head because if basically your feed lips are not holding the top round in on your gun when you take the magazine out, and no, it's not supposed to work like that.
That's what two manufacturers have told me, though. That's the thing that bothers me. And two different people at the same manufacturer at SIG.
Yeah, it's not like
I don't know.
It's not like it's a feature that we're looking past.
Too.
Oh, did we didn't get this? Was not SIG? What are we talking about here?
Okay, well, I called SIG.
Okay.
And that's what two of their different technicians told me.
Okay.
That's the way they work. And then I called Kimber about their micro one because it's the same type of gun I'm thinking about getting. And they told me the same thing, that what it does, it pulls that bullet up there almost ready to go in before the next round. And then that's why it'll do that. If you try, it's not a big deal. You don't really have to do that often, is unload it like that. But
I would not accept that. Just saying. I'm not bad mouthing any companies here, but I would not accept a gun that when you take the magazine out, it automatically spits the top round out on the ground. That's just not acceptable.
It's not 100%. It's not 100% of the time. It's probably about 75-80% of the time. So
Okay. Tell you what we do. Michelle, we have Rod's phone number.
No, I'll have to get that from him.
Okay. Don't go anywhere, Rod.
Okay.
We're going to get your phone number.
And
Contact
I got
info.
one other question. I have one other question.
Okay.
Will these honey badger loads work good for bear loads because they penetrate so well, supposedly?
Maybe. Probably.
Because I know Hollow Point, you really don't, because we got bear up here. We got,
You need
we got
penetration.
some grizzlies. And,
I would think of the manufactured ammo, I think that would work well. Again, when you call Black Hills, ask them about that and ask them what kind of penetration they're getting in ballistic gelatin. I would want to see 18 inches out of a 45 ACP. 18 would be my number with that. And see if they're getting that. If not, I would be concerned about that as a bear round.
yeah, I've got a 10 millimeter for that with bear loads, but I was just thinking sometimes I like to carry my 45.
Sure, I understand. Well, look, let's do this. Don't go anywhere, okay? We're gonna take a quick break here. We're gonna get your phone number because I want to be able to get you in contact with SIG and find out what's going on. Okay?
All right.
Okay. I think sound like Rod just got mugged over there. Don't go anywhere, Rod. We're gonna get your phone number. Tell you what, let's take a quick break, guys.
I'm fine.
I don't know what's going on. I think you got the bear got in the shop with him there. If you would, Michelle, grab his phone number. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll pick up this after show just a second.
Want your next gun purchase to be fast and hassle-free? Well, at galleryofguns.com, you can search through thousands of models from our huge firearms inventory. Find a great offer from a local dealer that includes all fees and taxes. And there's no need to arrange a transfer. Gallery of Guns takes a small deposit on your credit card, and your gun will be at your chosen dealer in as little as 48 hours. Plus, your gun will be covered by our guaranteed lifetime replacement warranty. Galleryofguns.com. Search, find, buy. It really is just that easy.
For tactical equipment for military, law enforcement, and shooting enthusiasts, look for the name Elite Survival Systems, creators of high-quality, intelligently designed products for concealed carry, discreet transport, and rigorous tactical uses. Elite Survival Systems knows there isn't just one method of carry that works for everyone. Elite offers a vast array of concealment products to fit your lifestyle, including holsters, belts, vests, pouches, slings, bags, backpacks, and cases. Find out more at EliteSurvival.com.
Back with you here. We're just offline talking with Rod and trying to work out that deal. That was kind of an odd one, wasn't it?
Holly, except for the fact that Tom had the same issue, I don't know, a couple of months ago, I guess.
Now, he's got a Kimber also?
Yeah, he has
Ultra
a Kimber. Yep, and then the 9.
The short. So it's got, if it's shorter, does it have it? No? I don't know what that is. We're going to have to track that down and find out what's going on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like that's some kind of feature that we're overlooking, right? I mean, that's a non-desirable situation. There's no advantage to that.
It does allow you to get a lot of exercise bending over and picking up loose rounds on the floor.
Maybe they're subsidized by the ammo manufacturers to sell more ammo that way. Mr. Conspiracy kicks in again.
Of course, for me, here's the thing. When I load my carry gun, I put the mag in, I drop the slide, and then I take the mag out. Then I put one more round in the mag, and then I put the mag back in. Now I have a fully loaded gun. Otherwise, you're stripping one out of the magazine, so you're one down when you start the day.
Right.
Well, what that means if I'm doing that and then...
Two down, yeah.
Now I'm spitting one out. So every time I go through this process and take the magazine out, now I got to find the round that rolled underneath the bed or something. That's not working for me. Mm-hmm. So, no, I want to call somebody and see if we can get some answer. Maybe there's something here we're just not understanding,
Very well could be.
I doesn't know.
I don't have my phone a friend available to me. Otherwise, I'd call and talk with my husband. Yeah, I'd be like, hey.
I've got the cell phone numbers of some of the folks at SIG, but it would be unfair to catch them unaware. And just say, hey, what's the problem with this gun? No.
So we have this caller.
That's right. Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah. No, I want to give them a chance to track it down and find out what's going on.
Right.
We can see if we can help Rod out there.
Right.
But see me, I'm stubborn. I'd grab one of the mags, I'd tap down the feed lips a little bit, maybe ruin the mag, and try it.
Well, there's actually a fixture you can get. Gunsmiths has them. I can't speak.
Done got them.
That too.
That's better than good English.
Anyway, it's a little deal that helps bend them back into shape. Right?
Right.
Okay, you see that?
He can send all those magazines to you, Michelle, and you could take them into your husband and have him fix them and send them back.
Because people don't realize that they do get misshapen over a lot of use.
Yes.
And I know specific, like with high standard 22s, you can't get those magazines anymore. You have to find somebody that can repair them. So, yeah, I mean, they do get.
Well, they're constantly under pressure if you keep them loaded.
Right.
Right.
So that probably doesn't help.
And also shoot them a lot, as you say. But the other thing is, and I mean, the reality is, some magazines just are not right when you first get them. Generally, the less you pay for them, the more likely that is. And unfortunately, sometimes in some manufacturers, the mags that come with the gun, they went out and bought 1 million magazines somewhere. They're not getting them from Wilson Combat at $40 a piece, I guarantee you. Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's troubling that both manufacturers told him, no, this is usual, it's okay. And so, they must know that problem exists, or you would assume that they know that problem exists and they're just accepting it, or they don't know how to fix it.
Or we've got a problem in the customer service area, and people are just giving you the whole, that's normal, don't worry about it, just pick it up, put it back in, it's good.
Or again, it could just be communication. Maybe they're not understanding the explanation.
And
they're both
I
good
think that's
companies.
more likely.
Yeah, they're both really good companies. I'm sure give them a chance to.
Well,
I think that's more likely.
It's something that we're dealing on a single stack magazine design as well. Mm-hmm. So, that's just something that just happens with that single stack magazine, like they're saying.
Both of them are the shorter grip, the smaller mags, too. These are not the standard full-size mags.
Right. Was this a 6-in-1 for most of them?
Yeah, and the 938, that's a small gun. It's it's a great little gun, but it's small. It's like a Honey, I Shrunk the 1911 kind of gun.
So, whatever scaled down it is.
Yeah, it's low. It's small.
Could it be a deal where it's just got a lame spring? The springs just aren't strong enough, and when you pull it out, there's not enough resistance on there to keep it in place, and it just flops out?
Well,
I mean, I'm grasping at straws, but I'm trying to think about
I think we all are. We're all just scratching our heads. That's why I say I'm struggling, but I got nothing. Tell you what, we'll leave it to the guys who make them. I'll talk to them, and we'll see what we can round up.
Yeah, it's got to be the way it feeds off those magazines.
Yeah, something's going on there. Or he should stop trying to do that with the gun upside down. I don't know.
My gosh, what? I didn't hear that part.
He didn't think that was germane. So what have the Germans got to do with anything?
I thought it was Tito or Janet.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry.
Now, that is a stretch.
Thank you.
It is.
For you to even get it is a stretch, see?
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm just pretending I know what you're talking about.
Attaboy.
But I do that all the time with you.
You've learned from those around me.
That's right.
Just ignore him. Just humor him.
That's right. Just do not ask him to explain. He'll just keep talking. Gee. It's kind of like Thanksgiving dinner.
Never end.
And then you get the one person who just has to dominate the conversation. Don't ask him anything.
We have a guest that comes over that we can't get rid of, so we found a way to get rid of him. There's nothing to do with guns, by the way, which is why I'm bringing it up.
Well, I'm so glad because I was thinking if you had a gun way to get rid of him, I wasn't liking that.
Yeah,
so.
No.
Okay.
No, he can't handle the heat, so now that we know that, we stoke the wood burner, get the house to literally 85 degrees. And he'll stay for 15 minutes and go, gosh, you guys, I know you like your house warm. I just can't handle this.
So he leaves and then you open all the windows?
Exactly. Once he pulls out.
I like that.
It works.
Yeah. Hey, you have to do what you got to do, you know?
And now he knows.
Yeah.
That's right, because he's listening to the show.
Oh, busted.
He's going to come over. You son of a gun. You know, sometimes the two important words are save yourself. So when you have a friend who's a problem, sometimes you just have to find a way around it and save yourself from some of that stuff.
Right. And you don't need to offend them. There's a way around it.
But, you know, if you want to offend them, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I mean, for practice purposes, sure.
Sure. Okay, so let's see. Article I'm looking at. I had never touched a gun before the Las Vegas massacre, then I bought one. A liberal snowflake gets to know gun culture from the inside.
Welcome.
Yeah, and then they go, well, these guys aren't all crazy. Well, I'm sorry. Well, we'll try to be more crazy next time, okay?
We'll work on our continuity.
God. Oh, man.
They just don't know what they don't know.
Yeah. So I had a guy come up at Thanksgiving. His wife wants to get a gun and specifically asked me about the Glock 42, which I thought was interesting. That is the itty-bitty 380. And so, you know, we went through the whole, just like you guys do, right? We went through the whole drill. How's she going to carry it? You know, does she have any experience? Yada, yada, yada.
Is she seeing anyone?
That's right. You know, how are you guys doing? How's your relationship? Yes. You know, I have one of those, actually. I have the Glock 42. And I have the Crimson Trace laser on it.
Ooh.
That's a pretty decent package. A little 380 with the lasers, pretty sweet, actually. Trying to remember if that's the one. I think it is. For whatever reason, the trigger, I think that's the one, that's like sharp. And when you shoot it, it's like it digs into your trigger finger. You know, I don't know what the deal is with that. So, you know, that's why we have to try all these different guns. It's just a terrible job, but here we are. We'll take the hit for everybody else, right?
Hey, speaking of mags, nice segue, Jim. Speaking of mags that we were speaking of earlier, I was at Miss Cleland's store yesterday.
You were?
I was. 2 days ago.
He called and said, is Michelle there? They said, no. He said, okay, then I'll be right over.
Yeah, right. So 2 days ago, I went there. Michelle was there, but I stayed anyway. And I was going through, I think it was a Ruger. I want to say Ruger, but maybe not.
That's a Ruger.
It's a Ruger. It was a Ruger Riffle. It was a Ruger Riffle. And I pulled it open because we're looking at different guns to buy for a raffle thing we're doing. So I pulled this one out. And
it's a raffle rifle.
It's a raffle riffle rifle. So I pulled it out, and it was like, you know, this is pretty cool, and look for the owner's man and everything else. They are shipping with Magpul mags.
Oh, yes.
How cool, what a surprise that was.
Yeah, some of them have the Magpul MOE furniture and everything.
Yeah, I was going, wow, that was cool, because that's obviously what you'd go buy a bunch of, but they're starting you out with a good mag. Not
bad. So this was the Ruger 5.56.
Yes.
The AR 5.56. That's a good rifle.
It was pretty cool. We bought a bunch of stuff from her.
So tell people about the raffle. What are you doing?
Oh, our American Legion in Swanton, Ohio, conveniently located.
Gosh.
February 24th, we're having our gun raffle. We've got about 20 guns that we raffle off. Actually, we raffle off 18 guns, and we have a 19th gun, which is a mystery gun nobody knows about. And then our 20th gun we give away is to one of the veterans. So whoever shows up, and whether they're a member of our Legion or not, if they can prove they're a veteran, they get in a special raffle. At the end of the night, we give a gun for that. So
what do you do with the money?
Well, we put it into our post. It's basically what saved our post about 5 years ago. They started doing it, and it's been a big money maker and interest generator, and we're stepping up the quality this year and working with Michelle's folks who are treating us like royalty. And we got guns from, we got some lower price stuff all the way up to some really sweet stuff. There's a Henry Golden Boy that I'm going to make sure never makes it to the raffle.
I hope that's not the mystery gun.
No. I'm not telling what the mystery gun is. But I will tell you what the gun for the veteran is. Historically, they've given away just a less expensive gun just to keep in budget. Mm-hmm. But we made an executive decision and said, So we went with a Glock 9. With Talos sights. So it's got a real gun.
Okay.
We're giving away a real one.
All right. Tell you what, we'll take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about giving guns away for charity raffles and what happened in Santa Fe, New Mexico to a group there. Pretty interesting story. We'll talk about that in just a second. like me, you don't have money to burn, but you still want to buy guns, ammo, and accessories. That's why we created Gun Dealio. That's a free, yes, a free smartphone app. Just download it and start getting the deals. Could be discounts, offers of free magazines for your gun, or you could be the first to hear about new stuff from gun makers. Here's how it works. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you get alerts when you enter a gun store. Special deals, you know. You don't have to do a thing. It'll do a lot of other cool things, like let you watch gun videos and listen to Gun Talk podcast. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Getting more while spending less. Smart, huh? Gun Dealio. Made in America. Gluten-free. At the App Store and Google Play or GunDealio.com. All right, we were talking about Jim's raffle for the American Legion, and I'm looking at the story out of Santa Fe, New Mexico. Organizers of a year-end charity gun raffle in southern New Mexico say they are better off after separating from United Way Worldwide, which had sought to block the annual firearms fundraiser. United Way will not allow any of its groups to associate with giving away guns or raffling guns. Isn't that interesting?
Wow. Kind of, cliche, but they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot, aren't they?
No, they just, that's what they do. The Alamogordo-based group is called Thrive in southern New Mexico. Dropped the United Way name and affiliation earlier this year after its local firearms raffle was thrust into the national debate over access to guns. Thrive still describes itself as the leading fundraising organization for nonprofits in a rural two-county area. We still do the things the same way that we did as part of United Way, only now, he says, all the funds that we raise stay.
There you go.
So they're actually doing better stuff for the charities. And then, of course, you got to love this. Miranda Viscoli, co-president of New Mexicans to Prevent Gun Violence, said the raffle undermines public safety by distributing more guns into the community, including, wait for it, military-style rifles, which are all have to be transferred with the next check, with the FBI involved, through a gun dealer, yada, yada, yada. They're raising money for charity, and there are people out there bitching.
Well, isn't that kind of similar to Wounded Warriors?
Sure.
They wouldn't let, they'll take the money. I'll say they're different. They'll take the money from the manufacturers. They just won't let them advertise.
That's right. They just won't allow Wounded Warrior Project to be associated with firearms. I mean, we broke that story years ago, and there's still a lot of people who don't know about that.
But they'll still take the check. If Ruger sends them a check for $100,000, they're going to take the check. They just won't let them.
I don't think Ruger's going to send them anymore.
I don't think so either.
Not anymore.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, after we broke the story. But no, you're right. And there are still local places that will raise money, like at a shooting range, for the Wounded Warrior Project. The Wounded Warrior Project will take the money. They just won't let their name be used in association with a gun because we don't. Basically, what they said when they came on the show here is, we're not that kind of group.
And it's not just guns; it was knives as well, right?
That's true. That's true. Because their deal is, veterans use guns and knives to commit suicide, so we're not going to be associated with them. Okay. Now, to be fair, the goofball head of the organization who had that, he's gone.
Yeah,
he's not there no more.
Is he in prison?
Oh, one could hope.
Well, I mean, there was embezzlement stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't remember the details.
Yeah, something like that.
I had so written him out of my mind at that point, I just didn't even pay attention.
Gotcha.
Can't remember the guy. Isn't it weird? I can't remember his name. I just kind of like, yeah, fine. Just go do what you want.
Right.
I don't care. There are a lot of good veterans groups or groups that help veterans out there, and do it on a local basis and a national basis. And we probably had a dozen of them on the show after that, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Here's another thing I don't get. When people are a gun raffle, anybody can walk in there and they're serving alcohol and they're going to kill each other and people are going to. You can't leave with a gun when there's alcohol on the premises. You have to pass a 4473. It's no different than buying it from a store.
You're going to get a piece of paper that says you won.
Right.
Come on, that's you might get a paper cut, but
I sent a lawsuit.
I need a tourniquet here. Oh, speaking of tourniquets, it's weird.
Do you say turkey knots? Speaking of
turkey knots,
turkey
yes.
knots.
You put a tourniquet around the turkey's neck. And I was traveling. I had switched to my wife's car the other day, and we're going somewhere. And so I grabbed basically my trauma kit out of my car, shoved it in there just because I wanted to have my tourniquet and everything in there. And then a backpack that I borrowed from somebody for the deer hunt, gave it back to him. I thought I'd gotten everything out and had not. He came in and dropped a tourniquet and quick clot package on my desk and said, "These must be yours." I said, "Yeah, those are mine." Because I was thinking, you know what, if you're out in the middle of nowhere in a wilderness area and somebody decides to torch a round off and shoot himself in the foot or some other place, you're there for some number of hours until somebody can get you out of there. Mm-hmm. What you going to do? You know, you got to take care of it yourself.
So safe to say, we know one of the gifts you're going to be buying your wife for Christmas is her own trauma kit for her car.
Yeah, we'll probably have to do that plus a class in that,
some training,
basic stuff. Yeah, we got to have some training. It's funny though, because our daughter-in-law was saying this over Thanksgiving. She wants to take a trauma class like that because our buddies Greg Lappin, the guys at Vada, they teach a class like that down here. Well, actually, a lot of the shops do, don't they, Michelle?
There's several that do, but I think people get confused, too, between what first aid is and then the next level of first aid and care.
Right. Yeah, we're not talking about bandages, Band-Aids and boo-boos.
Right.
We're talking about
saving lives, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if you don't do this in 2 minutes, this person will be dead.
And I think it's necessary. I think everybody, any kind of hunter out there, should look into American Heart Association or the Red Cross and take a class, know how to do resuscitation. And I mean, these are lifelong skills if you keep up on them. And in order to be certified, you have to. But I don't think anybody's ever going to say, "Why did you do that?"
Right.
I mean, this is a skill, and like you said, Tom, it's something that's going to save your life because you're out there for a while. I mean, if they have to find you and medvac you out,
and you want your people you're with, your family and your buddies, to all know how to do it because they may be the ones doing it to you.
That's right.
My old scuba instructor said, "I'm going to make sure you all know all about CPR." He says, "Because I'm the oldest guy here, and I'm the one you're likely to be doing it on." So, yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Can we skip the mouth-to-mouth part with my buddies? I don't.
Jim, you're weird.
Just don't want to go
You're
there.
just now figuring that out?
How many years you been here, Michelle? Come on.
They're
She's thinking
unconscious,
far too
Jim.
many.
The guy's taking a nap. Get off him.
You can put a shirt in between you and him.
Okay.
Gosh. Oh, my.
He wasn't saying it like he was worried, you understand. So it's okay. Oh, my goodness.
I wasn't going to ask any questions.
Jim, I'm just using the restroom. Get away from me. I'm not passed out.
Leave me alone here. Oh. So you guys had a good turkey day?
Yes.
What'd you do?
Ate turkey, had some pie, a little bit of green bean casserole, the usual fixings.
Oh, yeah.
But,
we had the green bean casserole, too.
Oh, yeah. But no, it was nice. Family, some friends. It was good. We, shot some guns after that and sat around and shared some stories, hunting stories and target panic stories and,
Target
all
panic
those,
stories.
Yeah, all those
like
good
that.
things, yeah. But it was awesome. It was a good day.
Jim, what'd you do?
Well, what else do you do on Turkey Day but go to a world-class Italian restaurant in Detroit and eat Italian?
Oh, your mama.
Yeah, it was family, so it was cool.
Oh,
They actually had Thanksgiving fare that day, so I have to be, in spirit of full disclosure, they did have Italianized American food.
Like turkey meatballs?
Okay. No, they still just brought a turkey. They said, "Here's your dinner, huh?"
So was it good?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, they're great. Next time you come to town, I got to take you there. It's world class. It's in the middle of nowhere. You'd go, no way.
Well, it's amazing to me how many people don't like turkey. I mean, there's people out there that don't like turkey.
And they're just not our friends.
Wow.
What's wrong with
I'm
people?
sorry, you cannot be my friend if you don't like turkey. Sorry. It's just the way it is. I mean, it's un-American. I mean, come on.
That's pretty foul play there.
Oh,
it took you a minute.
Okay.
Well, we had, I think we had 25 or 30 people for Thanksgiving dinner. Fortunately, it was not at our place. Well, it couldn't be at our place because all we have right now is sheetrock and no windows.
Bring your own paper plates.
That's right. It's all we're going to have is construction dust everywhere. I went to my brother's. Since he is a world-class chef, we eat pretty well at his place.
I was going to say, for a guy that doesn't know how to cook at all.
Yeah, no kidding. He's run a bunch of restaurants all over the place. So, and he's the guy you want. He'll look at it and go, yeah, that's about enough for 25 people. And you're thinking, anybody else would be BSing. He says, no, this is a guy who has fed thousands of people at a time. So, okay, yeah, he probably knows. So, no, it was a good time, and there's a lot of turkey, a lot of green bean casserole, but oh my God, the desserts. It's like, because everybody who came practically brought a dessert. So now you have a table that is sagging under the weight of all the desserts. So.
Now, see, neither one of you mentioned my personal kryptonite. Yes. Sweet potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of cinnamon, some walnut, brown sugar.
And then you make a smiley face on them with those little bitty marshmallows. Yeah.
And the kids go, Dad, you're really immature. You've been doing that since we were kids.
Yeah, much longer than that.
If only you knew. That's exactly it.
See, you are and I am.
Yep. So, and we had the traditional boat ride, which is preceded by the "Why won't this engine start?" Oh, boats! I swear. Oh. You know what boat stands for, right? Break out another 1,000.
Yeah, boats and aviation. Never understood that.
Yeah, well, as I've said, with guns and all the rest of it, we just turn money into noise.
Yep.
That's what we're all about here. So, had a good time. So, all right. So, we're going to help Rod out, see if we can find out what's going on with the great magazine caper. This should be interesting. This is like a mystery that we have to track down. And in the meantime, everybody has mere hours left on their Cyber Monday, Black Friday super deals going on. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, I'm going to doubletap.net for sure. As a matter of fact, during the show, I'm sending texts out to my buddies. Hey, tomorrow you got to do this. Here's the inside scoop. Here's the Gun Talk scoop. It's 35% off plus free shipping. That's like almost half off.
Got to say, what was it? Thanks 17 is the code to get all that deal. Thanks 17. Michelle, did you guys get much in the way of Thanksgiving weekend traffic going through there?
Yeah, we had quite a bit of traffic. It's up in these areas, it's a little different on Saturdays because, of course, we have this great border battle football game going on with Ohio State and Michigan.
Oh, yeah. So you know what people are doing there.
So, yeah, everybody's kind of shut down for a little while. But then you have those people that are coming in on the range anyways. But, yeah, we were busy. And, it's a great time right now to be a consumer because even through I think today, some of them, manufacturers were running rebates. Like Browning had rebates out there. And so great time to be a consumer. People are, dropping their prices and you're getting a rebate on top. So
go to your local store, ask them about the deals. Also check your Gun Dealio app. Right? Yeah. Gun Dealio's got all these rebates and deals on there. Just look and say, I'm looking for Springfield Army. I'm looking for Smith & Wesson, whatever. And then you can go buy it at your local store and get the deal.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
You're getting great guns out there. The Shields and the Springfields and the Browning Buckmarks and all these guns that have these rebates. They're great firearms. Don't be afraid of them.
Yeah, we're not talking about, bottom basement kind of stuff. We're talking about, really nice guns.
Highly desired, yes.
Yep. So, you just talked me into it. I'm going to go buy a gun.
Sweet.
Well, that's a first.
Yeah, no kidding.
What you after?
So why did Tom buy a gun? Because he woke up today.
Celebrating.
Not sure.
Wait, he's got a pulse? Yeah, he's buying a gun.
It's been a couple of years since I got a 10mm, and I just got a hankering,
You going to try out the new Smith?
I got a fever. So, got to do that. And then somebody sent me a note that says, he was just saw a Ruger convertible 10mm 40 in was it Super Blackhawk? Maybe. Yeah. That's a pretty cool idea. So there's just a ton of cool stuff out there. You guys, excuse me, I'm online clicking and purchasing right now. Just spending money. That's what we do.
Yeah, make the economy go.
That's right. That's what drives it.
Do your
A
part.
friend of mine said we don't actually get any money. We just deflect it to somebody else.
That's right.
It just comes here, bounces off.
Temporary holding pattern.
Yep, exactly. And it doesn't stay very long. Oh, that's okay. All right, you guys have a great week, and we will do this again in about 7 days.
All right.
Funny how that works that way.
That's it. See ya.
Bye.
Well, that wraps up another Gun Talk after show. But if you want even more gun-related stuff, don't forget to check out Gun Dealio. It's the app for Apple and Android phones that connects you to all the Gun Talk shows, plus even more. And we'll catch you next time for the Gun Talk after show.